So, since there was a nice, Kinsey repowered 8850 that sold in North Dakota today, let's talk about why those tractors even exist. Yep, today we're talking about how Jon Kinzenbaw got back into the repowering game. So, Deere's entry into the four-wheel drive market, by most accounts, was a really bumpy ride. I mean, they've got it pretty well dialed in now, but it definitely wasn't always that way. I mean, between mechanical failures and problems with pricing, it was rough. However, by the mid-70s, they figured that the 30 series articulated tractors had it pretty well figured out, and they were excited for the launch. I mean, they were supposed to address all the shortcomings of the past. They were small or mid-sized, so they'd work well in a row crop application. They had more power, live PTO, plus all the comforts of the sound guards. And when it launched, they sold really well. Then the unthinkable happened. Engines started failing left and right. I mean, some farmers couldn't even get 2,500 hours out of them. And this kind of left the engineers scratching their heads, too. I mean, on paper, a 619 and an 8630 ought to be dynamite. But what they were missing was the way that they'd actually designed the tractor, with the engine being as part of the frame. It was called a stress member. And they bolted the big heavy axle to the engine, and then bolted the engine into the frame and had it act as part of the frame and rolled it out the door. Here's the problem with that. That only works when you're on, pancake flat fields. I mean, and that happens absolutely, almost nowhere. I mean, even I-state fields have a little bit of roll to them. And because that axle was bolted to the engine, every time it, oscillated and flexed, so did the engine. And you couple that with the heating and cooling cycles of the motor, it's a great recipe to blow a head gasket or kick a rod out the side of the block, and a lot of them did. So anyway, Jon probably knows that most of this is happening, but he's been out of the repowering game for at least 10 years by now. And he's built a pretty successful planter business, and it's getting bigger. And quite frankly, he had bigger fish to fry at the time. That is until a guy named Cliff Smothers shelled the motor in the 8630 that he bought new. Come back for part 2. We'll talk about who Cliff was and why his tractor made Jon spring into action. Next video just went live on our page. Thanks for watching.